Leading into the new year, 33% of Americans are making a mental health New Year's resolution, which is a 5% increase from last year. And it's the highest result the American Psychiatric Association has seen since it began polling on the question. Younger adults in general were more likely to report making a mental health resolution versus those 65 or older. And 4 out of 5 individuals reported they don't make any resolutions for the new year.
Interesting. Okay, so here to talk a little bit more about mental health resolutions is our 9 News mental health expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
You're looking very festive for New Year's. We're really loving it today, I have to say that. So of the people making these mental health part of their resolution, what are they aiming to do?
Yeah, people are they're looking at their mental health, but what's interesting is they're understanding that all those little lifestyle factors contribute to it. So they're looking to move more, just have more physical activity. They're looking to do things like meditate and be in nature. So they are really understanding all the other things like movement and exercise, diet, all those things, how it contributes to their mental health. So it's great because it's sort of mental and physical, really.
It's really interesting that this is one of the top New Year's resolutions, and it keeps kind of increasing every year. Why do you think that is?
I think it's that understanding. I think things like us talking about it all the time are really resonating with people where they're saying, oh yes, mental health is not in its own little bucket over here. It really is related to how we deal with stress, how we connect with other people, how we move our bodies, how much sunlight we're getting. I think the message is really getting out there. And of course, social media puts that out there as well. So people really are getting the big picture, how this is all interconnected, which is super exciting for someone like me.
It's fantastic. And of the people that were polled about this, they were asked about how they felt about their mental health currently. What did they say their results were?
Yeah, this is the good news. So in this sample, at least, which was a couple thousand, they said that 67% said that they thought their mental health was excellent or really good. So that's great, promising news.
Make it even better.
Yes, and then about a quarter of people said it was fair, and then a small percentage, about 7% of people said that it was poor.
Okay.
So I think that's very promising. I will say, just for the statistics people listening, that high number, that 67%, there was an older, there was probably a good mix, but in the older population is way more optimistic and happier. I talk about this all the time, right? So I always say it's like that young adult population that reports more loneliness, more dissatisfaction with life. It is the older people who are like, life is great. It's all good. So I think that that's probably what skewed that a little bit. But I think it's something to learn from, that the older generations are happier, or maybe they're more appreciative, more grateful for what they have in life. Whatever that is, I'm making some assumptions, but we really still have to focus on our young adults, that 18 to 30, according to this, to really make some of these mental health resolutions in the new year.
What are the issues that Americans are feeling, anxiety-wise heading into the new year?
Yes, well, number one's not going to change. That's money, right? So financial stresses tends to always be number one. But then following that is interesting, uncertainty about the new year. I'm sure this was a box they checked. And uncertainty probably is also AKA for anxiety, right? The unknown. People get concerned about the unknown. But then there's also their physical health and then their mental health. So mental health is number 4. So I think in times past, we wouldn't have seen mental health be so high like that. So I think people are really, really aware. And as you could see, right above that was physical health. The two things tend to be tied together.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're making resolutions. How do we stick to them? We ask this every year. How do we make it more bite-sized, right?
Yes, because I will probably be back in 2 weeks talking about Quitter's Day. And everybody will be, 75% of people are done with that resolution. So let's not do that this year. Make these goals small. Sometimes people have heard that little acronym, that SMART goal, but just keep it simple. Small, measurable, actionable. You have to have these little tiny wins, and people tend to look for the big stuff. Don't, if it's weight loss, let's say, right? Then don't wait to lose 5 pounds to celebrate. Celebrate every day that maybe you didn't make a choice that in the past you have. So that's the biggest thing, is make it small, make it measurable, and celebrate those small successes.
What are some easy things that we can do to make mental health a priority in terms of like getting outside, eating right, those kind of things that are really easy for people to change so that they do feel better?
Yeah, I mean, think about it as habit formation. You're breaking a habit. And when you break a habit, you really have to start small. So once again, let's say you want to just get out in nature more, right? And you haven't done it yet. If you haven't done it, you don't know what that feels like yet.
Right.
But even if it's 5 minutes, okay, 5 minutes in between Zoom calls or before I go to work and after I drop the kids off in the morning, go outside and take that walk. You're getting the movement, you're getting the sunlight. Maybe you're getting the social connection. Maybe you call somebody.
Yeah.
Right? You can do a lot of things at one time, but one of the things to do it is thinking about your habits. So schedule that in.
Yeah.
It's got to be a part of your day. Right now, we all have our days and their routines. So if I say, oh, stop doing that, Corey, I want you to do something new, you really are going to have to schedule it in and readjust.
Right.
But just do that.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
absolutely.
just schedule it in.
Great
I like that. It'll be itty bitty baby steps.
Yes.
Dr. Ziegler,
Yes.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.